Howdy. Well, I had to start that over because my nose itched so terribly that I had to do impolite things on camera involving my proboscis. So, yeah, I can't have that. But it is really raining hard out. It is very warm here. Um, I just spent like an hour trying to shop on Walmart. Everything's out of stock, so trying to shop on Walmart.com. You spend $35, you get free shipping. So why waste $6? But I don't want to spend too much money, so you want to just hit the $35 mark. And I couldn't do it. It's like I can't figure out how to do it without spending more money than I want to spend. And of course, my priority has been for months getting out of here. A realization sort of came to me yesterday. It's like I might have to do this shit myself. I'm in no condition to do anything myself. The coronavirus is running around out there. I'm a high risk candidate for death as far as that's concerned. But I'm not, this guy that's helping me is just working in a professional capacity. And it's like, what if I got like, get the phone number of the prospective place off of him, make the call, get in a cab, sit in a place or a lift, or maybe call an Uber for the first time. I am not part of the modern world in any stretch or form of the imagination. So it would never, in other words, I would have to risk exposure to something that could kill me. That apparently is so highly contagious that they shut down any gathering place in Ohio. And I'm thinking this yesterday while I'm walking for the first time. I did walk for the first time in a few days. So whether I felt bad or not, whether I woke up today just aching and hurting all over. And I don't have a fever yet. So no coronavirus because fever, that's, I forget which workplace that I was reading about where they were like, they make everybody take their temperature before they go into the workplace because that's your key symptom to COVID-19 is a fever. It's a fever, cough, respiratory deal. And anyways, so I give up on the Walmart thing for a while anyway, trying to figure out how to hit that $35 mark, not spend too much money. It's like, I'll buy cans of tuna fish. I always like tuna fish sandwiches. The cats like tuna fish. Tuna fish is out of stock. Oh, I'll buy this. Oh, suddenly they're not delivering this. You have to go in and pick it up. Oh, I'll buy this. Nope, this is too much. It's like, yeah, life's too short. I'm too aggravated and irritable. Uh, Stampy, unbelievable. When I get my coffee, it's like I actually, it's like just fall through the ceiling, get the suspense over with, just come through, fall through the ceiling, just get it over with, you know. And I still have a video on here that's the monster walks above us or something like that, where I actually recorded what it sounds like when she walks. It's unbelievable. It's the word. It's actually like bring back the meth trade. I'm actually kind of serious. It's like the meth trade before the squatter situation developed was easier to live with than to have somebody shaking your fucking house, like walking like Godzilla above you. And it's really made this place completely unlivable. That's really what drove me into my bedroom. It's not mental instability or anything like that. It's just I'm sure you got certain things like getting cut off in traffic or whatever that just drive you batshit. Just get under your skin. Maybe it's a person's voice. Maybe it's a laugh. Maybe it's the sounds of birds chirping in the morning, reminding you that you have to face another miserable day. I don't know what your thing is, but that's my thing. I can put up with loud music. I had a guy playing rap music up there. I don't like rap music. But I could put up with that. I could put up with people carrying on the porch. It was annoying, but I could put up with that. But I cannot put up with the whole house shaking when someone is walking. And like I said, shook so bad that it knocked a 100-pound bike that I had set up against the wall down. And actually have a video where it knocks a book off of the windowsill over there. Just the tremors. It's unbelievable. It's like this could only happen to me. I am so beautiful and clean shaven this morning. I got such a good shave. It was kind of funny because I bought these expensive razors, right? And the first razor was like a manufacturer defect. And I'm like, I bought these expensive razors. I bought this thing called a razor boot, which I don't even know if the thing works, but it costs like $7, and you're supposed to put like oil on it and store your razor blades and make you know, your expensive razor blades last longer. So I was like, I'll give that a shot and see if that works. And but I get this razor blade and it doesn't work. I'm like, I spent like the most I ever spent for razor blades. This is a while ago, and it was just a defective one. The next one, like I said, I'm all beautifully clean shaven, and my but I'm blurry for some unknown reason. But anyways, uh, I enjoy talking, so I'm actually sound like I'm in a better mood than I am. I'm actually in a foul mood uh, because I didn't wake up till 11 a.m. and went to sleep very late. I still feel sick, and I don't know about this moving thing if it's going to happen. I know that the coronavirus has the whole state fucked up, and I'm pretty sure I don't know this guy that's helped me move that well, so I might be stuck here. I'll definitely be stuck here into April, but I don't know. This might be one of them things like you gotta do it yourself. You want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. It doesn't matter if you're ill prepared. It doesn't matter if you're a high risk candidate for death and there's some kind of disease they don't understand out there. It might be one of them deals. I don't know. I didn't get no response from him yesterday. And I don't know what's going on with him, but I'm just another guy. We hit it off pretty good, I thought, but I'm just another guy. Um, Today is Friday. Um, Maybe I'll leave him a message on the answering machine asking that we set up an appointment. I should do that before too long since it's already late in the day. But no, I don't have nothing major to report, just the same old nonsense. Um, Nothing of particular interest happened. I had somebody wake me up out of a dead sleep because I was waiting for the guy to call me back. So I kept my phone's ringers on, and he didn't call me back, but somebody else called me, woke me up out of a dead sleep, and I kind of like tried to follow along on the conversation for like 42 minutes. And their theory is like this is all just like media hype, because you know there's like a low mortality rate to it, but you can't. There's literally like empty shelves in the stores around here. It's like the apocalypse has hit, and they've shut down everything. I was telling them about a movie that I saw online because I saw a good movie online that I got a bootleg to. I think it's still in the. I'm sure it's still in the theaters, but it's called The Hunt. And some reviewer was talking about it and said that people are telling people not to watch this movie, and I'm like, well, gotta watch it then. So I watched this movie, and she's like, oh, me and my boyfriend haven't seen a movie in a while, so we should go see that. But she's been traveling with her work, so she doesn't know the movie theaters are closed. So after the conversation, I realized she was irritated at me for telling her part of the movie when she said she wanted to go see it. She didn't hear yet that the movie theaters are all closed here. That I might as well roll with the way my pronunciation went. The whole shitty state is shut down. I was gonna say the whole state was shut down. Yeah. The whole damn state is shut down. So, yeah, you're not going to see that movie unless you watch a bootleg of it online anytime soon. Uh, but anyways, I got no idea. I hardly get out of the house. I was just thinking earlier, when's the last time I've been in a car? I haven't been in a car in maybe a month and a half. I don't know. You know, not counting appointments. I went to an appointment uh, March 3rd. So I was in a car on March 3rd. That's before we had our first case. Maybe in Ohio, but definitely before we had our first case in Stark County. Um, Now we have 89 cases, by the way, if you want the stats. We have 89 cases. 35 of them are in Cuyahoga County, which is Cleveland's county. And we're holding at 3 in my county, so that's cool. Um, but yeah, that was the person I talked to on the phone. She was talking about, she named off some virus I never even heard of. And she's like, this is all just like a media contrivance, to scare people. It's certainly stimulated the economy as far as people buying the hell out of everything and stocking up. But then at the same time, the stock market has crashed because I don't know. I don't understand how the stock market works, but it something about doomsday makes people want to spend their money. But yeah, considering the low mortality rate involved in it, and the fact that I told her like outright, I was like, "You ever have pneumonia?" And she's like, "No." I'm like, "I'll tell you what. Right now, if I had a choice between COVID-19 and pneumonia, I'm taking COVID-19 because I had pneumonia, and pneumonia is bad shit, man. It hurts, and yeah, it'll mess you up, and yeah, I can only imagine having a heart episode while I having pneumonia at the same time. So I should look up the statistics out of curiosity when I get out of here, like how many people died from pneumonia last year. Since 34,600 people died from the flu last year. But anyways, is what else can you talk about? There's no sports. It's Corona news cycle like 24/7. You can't get away from it. It's in your likes and dislikes on. It's in your YouTube section things. It's on your YouTube pages. It's like you can't get away from it. Um, they shut down everything because of it. They shut down all major sporting events. I mean, yeah. I should read up on Italy because Italy they didn't handle it well, and there's some sort of I heard something about like that really sounded bad, but it's a news outlet, so who knows how much fact is actually involved in it. But they said they have to decide who to treat and who not to treat because the medical system is overwhelmed, and Italy did not handle the situation well at all. So I don't know if I want to read up on that. I really don't want to do anything. I start to feel a little bit headachy, and I just don't feel good. But yeah, you know, I don't, I don't know where all this is going. You know, um, somebody told me that they isolated the virus in Canada, and they got scientists working on it to come up with a vaccine to get everybody to mellow out so they can get their vaccine and feel safer. Um, Another thing that I talked about with the person on the phone, it's like maybe they're like making this into a huge crisis for the benefit of the elderly and the high risk people like me. They're trying to contain it because of that. You know, you can get it and not even feel that sick from it and stuff. I was like, well, maybe they're just doing it for out of kindness to the elderly and the people with chronic illnesses and stuff. She goes, no, they're doing it just because it's good news, it's good copy, and they're blowing it all out of proportion. She's naming off viruses. She's fairly knowledgeable, like world traveler sort. And she was naming off like the various viruses, and she's like, nah, it's just like the media enjoys freaking everybody out, and um, the I pointed out the high communicability of it and the way it spreads is really what's freaking people out. But she didn't agree or disagree with me on that. But she said that it's like the media's playing games with us over it, and not point. You watch stuff and they don't ever point out like it has an extremely low mortality rate for the number of cases if you're talking about healthy people who are not elderly. Also, people that are at risk because it's a respiratory thing are like smokers over 50. Like, dude I know, or my foster brother's got COPD and it's a smoker over 50. You don't want to catch it. Um, anyways, I'm just babbling like a fool, as usual. Um, but yeah, if I was healthy, I'd be like, what the fuck, man? It's like I said, I had pneumonia, and I'll take. You think they got a cure for pneumonia, or they can vaccinate you against pneumonia? you know, I'll take COVID over pneumonia. I had pneumonia. That shit ain't no joke, man. It hurts to breathe. It. I remember I was young when I had it. I remember how bad it hurt, and I was in I think my late teens when I had it, and I remember how bad it hurt, and I remember like how long it took me to walk up the steps and get dressed and then walk back down the steps to go to the doctor, and then they threw me in the hospital over it and had me hooked up to breathing machines and stuff. And I remember my stupid doctor, Dr. Simon, who is my pediatrician, who I kept into my 20s. He was like, you have a very sick boy here. And I'm like, I don't feel very much like a boy. I think I'm 19 years old. But it was very weird. I stayed with him until he sent me to a shoulder and arm orthopedist over something wrong with my foot. And the doctor was like, what are you doing here? and I was like, don't I have an appointment? He goes, yeah, but didn't you read the sign on the door? I'm a arm and shoulder orthopedist. You got something wrong with your foot. I was like, well, then my doctor must be an idiot then. And he started laughing. And he's like, well, I can fix it. I mean, it's nothing. And then I realized that my doctor was just a bill padding jerk. And it's just like making an appointment over nothing because it was basically like popping a zit. It was a thing on my foot that was filled with fluid. I wanted it checked out because I thought it was like a tumor. He goes, I've seen this thing like a lot of times. This is like called a ganglionic cyst. Because I can drain it for you, and it just drained it for me and put a band-aid on it, and then I was actually able to ride a bicycle home. A story I've told before. I was like, I'm not going to that guy anymore. I was like, nah, screw that. Um, don't remember how old I was when I was in my 20s when that occurred. I don't remember, but I kept my pediatrician. Um, or yeah, I don't know if he was officially a pediatrician, but he was the first doctor I had. But God, I hated going to that guy. and the wait was always outrageous. This little dude named Dr. Simon, which I was going to, I was almost as tall as he was sitting down when he was standing up. He was like 5 foot tall. But anyways, that's a whole lot of boring nothingness. Though I do think it's funny that the doctor. Anytime a doctor says, "What are you doing here?" It's always funny. It happened to me twice, but it's always funny. He's yeah, I'm an arm and shoulder guy, and you got something on your foot. Oh, it's good stuff. Um, Anyways, I wish you a good day, and I'm not gonna stay on here just babbling and killing time. I have to. I did walk yesterday for the first time in a couple of days, even though I didn't feel like it. It felt uncomfortable as hell, and I think if I feel well enough, I'll lift weights today, which I lifted weights like 2 or 3 days ago. So you can maintain your muscle tone once you get into an established routine off of a couple of months. You can maintain, but you won't gain if you work out with weights like twice a week. You got to work out with weights at least 3 times or 4 times a week if you want to see any improvement. But you can maintain your build with like 2 workouts a week, no problem. I know this from a long experience. But you can't. You're not going to make any gains as far as like putting on more weight and stuff. It just doesn't work that way. Your body needs more than twice a week. But yeah, I think I might lift weights and walk and exercise. I'm starting to get a headache, and I don't know why. I've got to address that. And so, anyways, I'll check in tomorrow and say hello. I hope this wasn't too long and too boring. It looks like I'm squinting because I'm so blind. I think it says 22 minutes. So, anyways, there's 22 minutes of I don't feel good. COVID virus is out and around there. Don't know if I'm going to be able to get. This guy's going to help me get a house. I'm going to have to do everything myself. And and somebody mistakenly thought that I spoiled a movie on them when they don't realize all the movie theaters are shut down anyway, and they're not going to get to see it. So that's pretty much all that video contained. And oh yeah, um, failed shopping at Walmart.com because the shelves are bare. Because according to everybody in the United States, the apocalypse is here. You might get sick if you're healthy. No. It just seems silly to me. You might get sick if you're healthy. It's the end of the world. It's like, yeah, that's pretty much how it's been since the beginning of the world, is you might get sick. I'm sick right now. I don't know what from. I just know it's not making me run a fever. And yeah, the whole thing seems kind of rather silly to me. I understand that it can get out of hand, but I think it's an overreaction, honestly. I think containing the virus is a good idea, and but as far as like the whole thing of everybody like hoarding stuff and fighting in stores over toilet paper and whatnot, it's like just go in your bomb shelter. They're stocking up the bomb shelters over a flu bug that yeah that they it. I'm sorry, you know, it may not be the politically correct view. It may be an ill-informed view, but yeah, this is. I just kind of feel like it's an overreaction. Um, I could do more boring research into it than I already have, and look up the 6,000 or what is probably like 7,000 deaths now, and see what percentage of them were actually healthy people. But I know from what I've read already that at the beginning of this, they thought it was a disease that targeted old people because they were the ones that were, and it just that's what the World Health Organization, if you look at their guidelines, says. If you're over a certain age, I think they put it at 65, or you have pre-existing health conditions, you should avoid contact with people. You know, so I did read the World Health Organization's guidelines yesterday about it. So it's not like I'm just ah, you know, this Black Plague thing. It's no big deal. Like I actually read up on it. An interesting thing while we're talking about like this isn't the Black Plague, but I have sick thoughts, of course, which I am obligated to share with you. But I wanted to put like a, if I had paint, I might have done it, but I wanted to put like a red cross, like a plague cross, on the door to the building, just to fuck with everyone. It's very wrong. On the front door. I was thinking at first I thought I'd just put it on my door. It's my door, technically. You know, I'm a renter, but I'm paying for it, so I can put a red cross to, to further warn people to leave me the fuck alone. They won't even, they're not educated uh, or autodidacts like me, so they probably don't even know what a plague cross is. But I wanted to put it on the front door, you know, because I'm a sick son of a bitch. Just paint like a red cross, like it's in a sardonic way, like this is a plague house. But the thing that happened during the Black Plague, I still really want to do that. And I thank God I don't have any red paint in here or red tape. Just red tape would work to make a plague cross on the door. But anyways, the thing about the Black Plague is they didn't know anything about it. So they thought like it was a miasmal error. They didn't understand it was being... that's why malaria is called malaria, because mal for bad, area for air. So they thought it was just caused by bad air and swampy areas and stuff. Not understanding that swampy areas equals mosquitoes, and it's an insect-borne disease, the same as the plague was an insect-borne disease by fleas. So what the geniuses, well, they weren't geniuses, they were just ignorant to what was going on. They went with the whole bad air theory, and they figured that the plague was spreading because this, you know, not really all that funny now that I'm thinking about it, but it's ironic. The bad air they thought was sticking to the coats of dogs and cats, so they killed all the dogs and cats in this one area. And what that meant was there was nothing to hold the rat population in check because the dogs and cats were killing the rats. And the rats are the ones that were carrying the bubonic plague fleas. So they, through their ignorance, they made things like uh, exponentially worse. But anyways, rather than like spill all this trivia on you, I did have that idea about the plague cross on the door, and it's still funny to me. Tape would work if I just had some red tape. Tape would work. Paint's a bit severe, because that's actually, you'd have to paint over it. But plus, I don't have, I'm technically, I still live here. I have money to move. That's it, you know. Uh, so it's not like if I was leaving, I would do it with paint, you know. But I think it would be funny to do with tape. But maybe that's not funny, but it's funny to me. The thing about the cats and the dogs is ironic more than funny. It's not funny that they're killing animals for no reason and shooting themselves in the foot and causing more human misery. But no, this is not the Black Plague. This is... I'll do more research and I'll check the stats and I'll read about it, even though I'm tired of hearing about it. Even when you shop on Walmart.com, they have like a little yellow banner that says that Walmart is doing its best and to help with the coronavirus situation. It's like I can't even shop on Walmart without you reminding me about this stuff. This is unprecedented in my lifetime, where they've shut down all the major sports. And they shut down the movie theaters and the restaurants and the bars and the gyms and the fitness centers and basically any place where more than 10 people might meet together. I don't think they've shut down the churches. So people want to get together and pray about this because they feel like there's more force if more people are praying at the same time. You know, that's it. That would be a violation of church and state. I think if the state mandated that people could not foolishly gather together in a huge crowd and pray about the coronavirus when that is what you don't want to do, is be in a large crowd of people because it's a highly communicable disease. That's an interesting thought. So yeah, I haven't read anything about that, but yeah, that is an interesting thought. But there's nothing the state can do about that. If 1,000 people, they can keep 100 people from going to see a movie, but they cannot keep 1,000 people from gathering together in a church and holding hands. Wow, that never occurred to me before. Did that ever occur to you before? So what viewers I have, you know, I'm assuming they tune in for such bizarre and unusual thoughts such as that. And the whole idea of putting a Blake cross on the door is dope. And if I only had red tape, I would do it. And I'm not even kidding. I'd put it right on the front door. The front door is white, just like a plague house. But if I put it on my door, it would be even better. Even though my door is brown, I'll put it next to the pentagram because it would be like a further thing warning people to leave me alone, even though probably only half of the people would even know what a plague cross was. But anyway, goodbye, good luck, and please try not to worry too much. And um, yeah, don't spend all your money during this. Okay, you're making it hard for me to shop. Goodbye.